Okay, this is lesson 45 for Algebra 2, writing and graphing linear equations. This lesson has to do with Algebra 1, so you've already dealt with this. These are the formulas. You wrote them down already. Slope, whenever you see the letter M, it represents slope. So M always represents slope, and the way you calculate it, if you have 2 points, you use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 right here. Another way to know slope is rise over run. Raise your hand if you've heard of rise over run before. Okay, raise your hand if you've seen these terms before, any of these things. Okay, raise your hand if you've never seen it. If you've never seen it. Okay, good. You should have all seen it. Whenever you are writing into the final form, you would want to write the equation of a line as y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, so if you don't have this form and you don't have enough information, you would use this equation and then use orders of operations to convert it to here. You'll notice that this has y is equal to at the beginning. So y is isolated. Okay. Here are the steps. These should be written down already. And here we go. Okay, so we're going to write and graph equations of a line. And in this class, we're going to draw lines. We're going to draw parabolas. We're going to draw circles. We're going to draw ellipses. We're going to draw hyperbolas. We're going to draw all sorts of things. And this is the basic one. So you have to learn how to follow directions in class in the sense of drawing things. Okay, we're going to draw a ton of things. So here, make sure it's in y is equal to mx plus b form. It is. So what's our slope, everyone? It's 3/2, right? You just look at it and you're like, oh, the slope is 3/2 because it's already in the form, and your y-intercept is -1. So since that's the case, you graph it, okay? It's already in slope-intercept form, so you start with your y-intercept of -1, and you're rising 3, so you count 1, 2, 3, and you're running 2. So your point should end off right here. And then you do it again. Rise 3, run 2. Point should end off right there. When you're done writing your points, you just graph your line and draw arrows at the end. That signifies that they go on forever. Okay? What this is saying is that any point on this line will make this equation true. Okay? So this is your y-intercept. Again, I plotted the points and then plotted rows 3 ran 2 because that's your slope. Okay? So that's number 1. That's a basic thing on how to graph. The other way to graph is, let's say they're given 2 points. Okay, you could either graph them or you would have to do it this other way. The first point, you would have to label your points. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So do we know our slope? No. Do we know our y-intercept? No. So you need to start off with the point-slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x1. And we think, is there anything, or do we know of any of this information? Well, yeah, we know an x1 and y1, but we don't know the slope yet. So we need to figure out the slope. So you have to do another calculation before. You start with the slope formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Plugging in your numbers, your y2 is 0 minus y1 is 1 over x2, which is -3, minus x1, which is -5. So we have -1 over -3 minus -5 is +2. So your slope is -1/2. So we know our slope now. Now we plug it back in here into our point-slope form. So instead of m, I'm going to plug in -1/2. So we write y minus y1, which is 1, is equal to -1/2 times x minus x1, which is -5. Okay, and then we simplify, so we got y minus 1 is equal to -1/2 x. -1/2 times -5 is is -5/2. Okay, add 1 to both sides. So I'm adding 2 seconds to both sides. So y is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 3/2. Okay? So, sorry, it's kind of hard to see. Let me move this over. So this is the equation I'm done with. So now I'm going to graph it. I start with my y-intercept. It's negative 3/2. So I go negative 3/2. I have to think in fractional terms. So it's negative 3/2, which would be it would be negative 1 and 1/2 right here. Then I'm going to apply my slope of negative 1/2. So I'm going down 1 and running 2. So there should be a point here. I'm going down 1, running 2. There should be another point here. And I keep doing that, and I notice that it forms a line. Once I do that, I connect the dots all together. Draw some arrows at the end. That signifies that they go on forever. And you're done. Okay. So this was a longer problem, number 2. This is, but this is still Algebra 1. This is an Algebra 1 topic. Okay. You might ask, why are we dealing in fractions? We have to make it hard enough for this class, so you have to get used to the fraction. Okay. So that's how you write a line and how you graph a line. Okay. Those are the 2 goals for today. We're going to write the line and graph it. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, get to know your neighbor. If you're on this side of your row, you're a 1 now. If you're on this side of your row, you're a 2 now. So I want you to talk to your neighbor and tell them, how do we do this? Okay. Ready, set, and go. Okay, so on number 2, watch me do number 2 a different way. Look carefully. Number 2, a different way you could have done it is you just plot the points, negative 5, 1, and negative 3, 0, and just draw a line. And you're like, oh, look at that. It just kind of makes a line, right? It doesn't really matter. Now, from these 2 points, what's my slope? What's my slope? Well, it goes down 1, so it's negative 1, run 2, right? So your slope is still the same. Did I do a big calculation just now?
Huge. Why can't you go up and then to the left?
Because then, that's fine, you could do that. So you go up 1, positive 1, and then run negative 2. What's 1 over negative 2? What's negative 1 divided by 2? Negative 1/2. What's positive 1 divided by negative 2? Negative 1/2. It's the same answer. Does it matter which way you go? No. Okay? Now, look over here. What's my y-intercept here? Negative 1.5, right? So you could have just plotted your points and just been like, oh, okay, so if this is my slope, negative 1/2 x minus negative 3x. You could do it this way too, but what's the problem with this? Does it look perfect to you? Is it negative 1 and 1/2? No, because I have human error. I don't draw perfectly, right? So this isn't the best way to do it. You could do it this way if the numbers work out perfectly where it crosses, but when you deal with fractions, it's a little bit, sketchy if you don't do it correctly. Okay? Here we go, number 3. I want you to graph it on your whiteboards. The other half of your whiteboard is graph paper, so just do it on there. Ready, set, go. So your slope, your y-intercept's at negative 2. Your slope is negative 1/3, so you go down 1, run 3. You should have another point here, and so forth, and you can make points the opposite way too. And draw your arrows, right? Okay, so that's how you graph it. Okay? Again, this is not a new concept. You should have already done it, so let's do another one, number 4. Now, number 4, I got a question for you. Do they give you a slope? No. Do they give you a y-intercept? No. So you have 2 methods to do it. You could do the long method and get the accurate answer, or you could do it the graph and check your work, okay? So go. I don't think I have any other markers in there. Just share your markers for now. Sorry. Need help on this one. This is your x1. This is your y1. This is your x2. This is your y2. And your slope formula, you have to figure out your slope first, right? Slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we got 1 minus a negative 2 over 4 minus negative 5. Okay? So let me see your slopes first. Why don't you show me your slopes on your boards first? Slopes first. Slope, 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 slopes. Which is m is equal to something. Okay? So there's the formula. 1 minus negative 2 is 3. 4 minus negative 5 is 9. So 3/9 is really like 1/3. Okay? Then you got to do point slope form, which is going to be y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Your slope again is 1/3, so you plug that in. X1 is negative 5, so minus a negative 5. Y1 is negative 2, so it's y minus a negative 2, which is just y plus 2. So you got y plus 2 is equal to 1/3 x plus 5/3. Okay, finish it off. We're not done yet. Yeah, y minus a negative 2 is y1 is negative 2. You have to subtract a negative, which is really like adding. Look here on the last step. You're supposed to subtract 2 on both sides. When you do that, you have to ask yourself now, what's 5/3 minus 2? What is it? Is it 3 over 3? No. It's like, what's 5/3 minus 2 over 1? You need a common denominator. So it's like saying 5/3 minus 6/3, which is negative 1/3. Right? So your answer is going to be y is equal to 1/3 x minus 1/3. Okay? And then you graph it. I'm going to just go more quickly now for the sake of time. So we go down a third, up 1, run 3. So you should have a point right here. Up 1, run 3. You should have a point there, and then you graph, okay? What's that? What's your question?
How do you do the line so fast?
Oh, I have a line function on here. Okay? So I'm going to stop there with this lesson.